Hey, welcome to the Sports Nuts. Yes, this is episode 151. Gosh, man, we are moving right along, and I still can't believe we are at 151 official episodes. I mean, I know we've had like knickknacks in between and all that stuff, but I mean, come on, Shane, 151 is still pretty impressive, right?
Boy, it's more than I can count to almost.
Oh man, guys, we have a absolute jam-packed episode. Ralph, it's good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming on. We really do appreciate it. But guys, we have the Morehead City Marlins. Yes, it is part of the Coastal Plain League. They're a summer baseball team. We can't wait to talk to them because it's gonna be a lot of fun. They actually have a lot of engaging ways to attract their fan base. It's really neat. And then after they leave, we actually we still have another show, guys. I'm really excited to talk about this one. The viewership numbers, they have been released for last Sunday night's Vikings and Falcons game, and you're going to be really impressed by the numbers. And then the next one we're going to talk about, according to BetMGM, the Heisman odds have been released. There's some interesting names on this list, and I'm eager to share them with Shane and Matt when Matt gets on, and everybody in between to see what you guys think. And then also, guys, we're doing our ever popular annual night every Friday night. We do our college football games. We do our pick'em challenge. I'm also going to let everybody know who is currently in the lead on the standings in the pick'em challenge. But guys, I'm gonna throw a little curveball as well, because we're gonna add. Like I did that little pun there. We're gonna I'm gonna add on there a couple of D2, D3, and a couple of NAIA. Maybe we'll do an FCS team as well. We'll see. Shane's got a little sports story to talk about. And guys, as usual, we have our favorite moments. It's called the honorable mentions section, and they're jam-packed. But Shane, how are you doing, man?
Man, doing good. Made the trip down here to your neck of the woods in Simpsonville this evening. Nephew Tripp's got a big soccer game tomorrow, and so I'm sorry if I'm a little sweaty red because I've been out here all evening practicing with them. But man, I can tell you, I'm ready to go back up to the mountains, get back into some decent weather. It's hot.
Yeah, it's just a smidge toasty, you know. I 100% agree with it being like sticky hot outside. It's kind of like oppressive on that front, you know. Hey, real quick, want to let you guys know, shout out goes to Terrell, Texas. We are broadcasting live at 95.5 KFCE. We're also on TigerNation.live. Shout out to everybody in the Midwest. We absolutely appreciate it. If you guys haven't done so yet, we'd absolutely appreciate it. Go on to our Facebook page and follow us. We'd appreciate it on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. As I see the numbers are really piling in now, I think we're at 126 viewers. Let's get it going. Buddy, man, how are you doing?
I'm great, guys. Thanks so much for having me. Excited to be here with you guys.
I
Oh, no,
appreciate it.
man. Thank you so much for coming. We absolutely appreciate it. I mean, we are beyond excited. I know you're a busy person. Thank you for getting the chance to reschedule me. I really do appreciate it. But, you know, I'm going right into it. The Coastal Plain League, they've been around for actually a really long time. I mean, I was doing some research and I found out that y'all play a team that I love this name. I love the names of all like the baseball teams and stuff, but you guys play the Macon Bacon. How awesome is that you guys play against some of the most creative names in all of baseball?
Well, the first off, the Coastal Plain League to me is the league of innovation. I mean, when you look at the history of this league, not just what has been born here. I mean, first off, the Savannah Bananas were born right here in the CPL. I mean, I remember the day they came in, started talking about banana ball, and you go from there to cosmic baseball, which is really just taking the country by storm right now. And if you've not got a chance to see cosmic baseball, you need to go see it. It is one of the most incredible things. Chris Martin, their owner, is one of my really good friends, and I can't say enough about what he's done. And then it's all about how to come up with creative names. Macon has been fantastic. I mean, how could you not love a team that has a mascot, not just as Bacon, but the Bacon's name is Kevin? I mean, come on. You couldn't pick a better mascot name than that. So they've really done a great job, and and Morehead City, we kind of do things in our own way, if you will, and have done some really fun and unique things, especially with alter egos, and it's really kind of been one of our calling cards.
Absolutely. Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, buddy, thanks again for coming on with us this evening. You guys recently just celebrated 15 years in the Coastal Plain League. Can you kind of tell us, kind of how it all started from the beginning, and then kind of the changes and challenges that you've had to go through to maintain, decent success that you guys have had?
Sure. So, really, this all started realistically back in 2002, and I'll take you all the way back till then. And I'll even preface before I go into that, I kind of get bumped down, which is weird. I'm now I think, third youngest owner in the CPL. And at the same time, I'm the fourth most tenured. This will actually be my 20th year owning a CPL franchise. And I share a lot of uniquenesses in this league and first. And I mentioned back in 2002, I actually played in the Coastal Plain League. I was in Petersburg, Virginia, playing for the Petersburg Generals. And I'll never forget, it was a Friday night. We were playing in Edenton, North Carolina. And for those of you who don't know where Edenton is, you're not alone. Most people don't know where Edenton, North Carolina is.
Know exactly where it is.
It's a small coastal town made up of about 5,000 people. And I'll never forget, I was on the mound that night looking up, and I'm going, "Dude, there's like 1,000 people in this ballpark here." And I'm like, that's like 20% of the entire town. And really started to understand and wanted to understand the business model, if you will, with that. And along with that, I started looking and going, well, why can't I bring one of these to my hometown of New Bern, North Carolina? So my senior year of college, I actually wrote a business plan on how to start a small market team in New Bern, North Carolina, and what we would do to do things maybe a hair a little bit different. Started that team right out of college, even though I had an opportunity to play minor league and play professional baseball, which I took. So I was kind of doing a little bit of both. I was that guy in the clubhouse with a laptop on his lap at his locker, working all the way up until game time on anything that I really needed to get done. And, that kind of spawned things. So we were in New Bern for 3 years, tried to get a facility built here in my hometown, and was just not really able to do it. And had an opportunity and got approached by the folks in Morehead City that they were building a facility down there, and said, why don't you come down here to Morehead City? And I said, why not? Sounds like a great spot. I mean, our stadium is literally a mile and a half from the Atlantic Ocean. So it's really not a terrible place to spend the summer and get to have some exciting times that, we tell all our kids, I know it's going to be really hard, but on your off days, you're going to have to go to the beach and deal with girls in bikinis.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how you're going to spend the summer doing that. Maybe go fishing, play golf. Sounds like a really tough spot, but if you like those things, you might want to come play for us. So
I gotta ask,
when you
how old are you? You said you look like you could be in your 20s. Like, how old are you?
I'm very fortunate. Time has been very good to me on some of those. I just turned 43 about 2 weeks ago now.
Oh,
So
Lord.
I feel like I'm getting up in age some days, but I still look like a 12. That's why I don't shave very often, because it tries to give me a little older, makes me look a little bit older when I shave. I look like, instead of being, late 20s, okay, I'm 12. So, you know, it was definitely a lot of different things that I've been fortunate enough to do that kind of make me look a little bit younger. So,
This guy
but
right
when you
here, it's the Duck Dynasty beard when he grows. You should see that. He literally has
Yeah.
the Duck Dynasty beard.
Well, I can't grow it anywhere else. So.
It'd probably take me a good 6 months to grow a mustache like that. I grow facial hair like my 2-year-old does. So, works about the same time length. But when you see a lot of challenge, understanding and owning a sports team is always challenging. Understanding the revenue model of how we generate revenue, how you have to understand to work not just with the entertainment side, but where the game of baseball has changed, to where it's really gone from sports to really entertainment. I mean, you look at, again, I mentioned Savannah, Cosmic, what teams are doing to drive in people and draw attention. You have to look at where the model has changed. I mean, I never thought 10 years ago I'd be sitting on a podcast talking about my team. I never thought the attention would be getting to us. I also never understood the power of a viral social media post. When we dropped our newest alter ego back in May, and it went absolutely viral. I never understood what that could do for an organization, and it sent us into a whole different stratosphere.
It's funny you just talked about it, and I know you guys had this new dance out, and it is turning heads. The Crystal Coast Booty Divers. Now, obviously, we have to keep it G-rated here. We are live on the radio, but
So,
perhaps you can kind of maybe explain a little bit about
so,
that
so,
to our dancers. I mean, to our listeners.
so Brandon, here's what I'll tell you, like I've told many people. I speak and I tell you the story. Where your mind chooses to go and what you hear is up to you.
I love that.
This story is solely about the Crystal Coast and about our area. All of our alter egos are. They mean nothing more, at least maybe to me, than telling a story of our heritage and where we're from. So I'll tell you the story of where the booty divers came from. So when you look at Morehead City, we are located on the coast of North Carolina. A lot of people really do not know that one of the things that we are famous for is pirate lore. So back in the day, and I'll use the term back in the day, Blackbeard called Beaufort, North Carolina home. In fact, the Queen Anne's Revenge, his most famous pirate ship, is buried no more than 8 miles right off the coast of Morehead City. And they would use that area because we have a lot of different sandbars that are changing. And what they could do is they could take out a lighthouse. Boats couldn't see where they were going. They would run ashore. The pirates would come on and attack them, steal their gold. And because of that, you have a lot of buried ships. We're right on the coast. So naturally, what goes hand in hand with the water is diving. And when we looked at it going, what better way to honor two really cool things in our area? Then let's combine them. I mean, when a ship sinks, you want to dive for buried treasure. And, booty is nothing more than a term for treasure. I mean, BOOTY, if you look in the definition of Webster's dictionary, it'll tell you its definition is it's gold, it's treasure, it's pirate treasure. And that's what we're buried down in all these boats that sunk sometimes with them, and divers need to go find it. So we thought it'd be a great idea to talk about the divers. And as you can see on my hat, it's a diver in his pirate garb that you would normally see diving deep down for 2 gold coins, which we just put as baseball, so people knew it was a baseball reference. So that was really how it was born, and we started to tell the story of Blackbeard, tell the story of pirates. When you look about an hour and 30 minutes from us, we have East Carolina University, home of the Pirates. It's such a big pirate lore that we thought, what a great way, to draw attention to the history of Carteret County than talk about it through the booty divers.
I love that name, man. And you're right about the buried treasure thing. Josh Gates has come quite a few times actually to the Outer Banks in the North Carolina area because of all the possibilities of endless treasure there is to hunt for. So we all know that very well. Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, I want to kind of focus on the product on the field that the Coastal Plain League kind of puts out. Everybody kind of out there is real familiar with the Cape League and all that for a summer collegiate kind of pro scout kind of deal. But the Coastal Plain League, they've had over 1,750 alum get drafted into the majors and 185, I believe, make it to the majors. One noticeable one, I'm a big kind of baseball fan. One of the unspoken heroes of the Red Sox, Kevin Youkilis, was a member of the Coastal Plains League. Can you kind of tell us, what challenges are there to, kind of bring in that talent? I know, like you said, a mile and a half from the beach, it doesn't make it too hard to bring in some pretty good talent. But can you kind of tell us the challenges, between host families and, just kind of city and the talent in general?
Sure. No, there's a lot of different things, and we've been very fortunate in the Coastal Plain League to have a very rich history. When you look at some of the noticeable alum, you mentioned Kevin Youkilis, some that people talk about. Justin Verlander, he actually played the same year I did in 2002. He was in Wilson. And speaking of Wilson, Russell Wilson was another alum of the CPL. He played in Gastonia. We've been fortunate. I think we're up to 7 or 8 now big leaguers that have been in Morehead City. Some of our more notable alum, Cal Quantrill, was our first rounder. He went with the 8th overall pick. at that point to San Diego. Chris Taylor, who was the NLCS MVP for the Dodgers, was also an all-star for them, played for us in 2010. So we've had a number of big league guys that have really gone in and made significant impacts and got their start right here in the CPL. And that's what's the beauty of this league, is that a lot of those guys live with host families. That's the model that we use in this league. And what makes it really exciting is those players form a unique bond and relationship with their host families that you really can't emulate hardly with anything else. I mean, I'm still close with my host families from when I played. And I know Chris is still with his. In fact, when they were in the World Series, he flew out his host family to the World Series. They stayed very close. Cal's been close with his host family. But we talk about the challenge. The game has changed so much. When you start talking about the NIL, the transfer portal, the way you recruited even 5 years ago is dramatically different now. There's a lot more summer leagues coming up. Kids don't want to go out. For some reason, these kids have no clue, in my opinion, how pro baseball actually works. They'd rather go home and train. Unfortunately, they don't understand that this is a game you have to play. If you want to be good at the game of baseball, it's about repetition and playing and playing and playing. That's great. You want to go home and train and lift weights, but when these scouts are coming out to see you in the summer, man, they want to know not just, okay, you threw 60 innings at school. That's great. But if they're going to draft you and they're going to sign you and expect you to get to the big leagues, they're going to want to know you've thrown 80, 90 innings in a summer and how your arm can withstand that. So we've got to be fortunate to try to go to some schools, find some kids. We've been very lucky in Morehead City to bring in a lot of unique talent from all across the country. We've been as far west as Hawaii. We do very well on the West Coast, central part of the country. We've done very well with Division II, Division III kids. In fact, the last, I think, 4 years, we have had either the Division II National Player of the Year or the Division II National Pitcher of the Year. Same thing with Division III. We've been very lucky to have some of those guys come to Morehead City. So it's always a rat race. It's about how do you create an environment, create an atmosphere that kids want to come to, that we can show them it's not just fun off the field, but we have a great product on the field that can help you get to the big leagues.
My question also, can you kind of describe what is it like on a typical game day environment for the baseball program?
So I can answer that from a couple levels. If you want to talk from a player's standpoint, most of them like to sleep in. As much as I'd like to tell you they get up early, doesn't really happen. They usually get up, they'll go work out, and they usually get to the ballpark around 2:30, get early work in. BPs usually from like 3 to 4:30. Our coach kind of does a little more of an extended period. They'll go get a bite to eat, come back to the ballpark, and be ready to rock and roll for game time. And for us, game time is 6:30. So it really kind of varies. For us, from a front office staff, you're doing things to make sure you're getting all the promotions, all the entertainment stuff together, making sure all your equipment works. Hey, there's batteries in the microphone, all the little things that you don't maybe normally think about. How you can create unique food, making sure all your merchandise is put out, any specials you're running, things you need to be doing from that standpoint. But it's, look, we're blue collar baseball. We're mom and pop. Yes, we have some really nice ballparks, but we're not playing in, $20-30 million facilities. This is just down home baseball where we can provide a whole lot of fun, and we encourage people from all over the world. Come travel in, man. Come see a game. You want to see baseball in its purest form? Come watch these kids, man. These kids love to play the game, and they're all here chasing that dream, trying to get to the next level.
I love that, and giving an opportunity really is all that matters, in the grand scheme of things, and there are so many opportunities out there now for anybody really to get a chance to get recognized. But you're right, though, like the way you said that, who cares if you can, bench press 700 pounds and squat 1,100 pounds? The question is how can your arm or even your bat, how can it handle basically an entire year? And it absolutely comes down, there was before I go to Shane, there was a player, he was drafted by the Atlanta Braves organization, Vaughn Grissom, great player, started out really good with Atlanta. Then, he really fell off the rocker. And according to ESPN and also our good friend Mike Antonellis, who calls the Woo Sox, is that Vaughn Grissom is going to be released. So he, again, it doesn't matter how you look, how pretty you look on paper. It's really how you look in person as well as paper that makes the difference,
Sure.
And it's sad, but that's just the nature of the game. Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, as we were talking before the show started, I told you I live just around the corner from Florence, and they had the Red Wolves there formerly, and the Flamingos there. So I'm kind of familiar with the Coastal Plain League and kind of how they, kind of work to promote and kind of do special nights and giveaways, stuff like that. Can you go back and kind of give us, kind of what were your favorite ones from this season, and if you guys got anything kind of lined up leading up in the next season.
Naturally, my favorite was the Booty Diver release when we did Pirates of the Caribbean weekend. And we really kind of did this release. And for those of you guys who are watching, if you'd like to get any of the Booty Diver gear, you can go to shopmhcmarlins.com. Find all the Booty Diver gear online. We have hats, shirts, hoodies. It's been the craze all across the country. In fact, we sold to all 50 states, and I think it was about 6 hours. It was really impressive how fast that went. And as I mentioned before, when we did our release post with John Boy Media, it sent it into orbit. I've never seen numbers. I think we were within the first 72 hours at like 1.5 million views, 150,000 shares. I'd never seen numbers like that. I couldn't believe it didn't break our back end of our website or our merch store. But it was truly, truly incredible, and sent a lot of our socials into a different stratosphere. So naturally, that was, excuse me, one of my hands down favorite weekends that we did. Uniforms look great. I was thrilled with that. What we also do too is I'm a big believer in being able to do country music and concerts. In fact, you can actually see behind some of me some concert series I've done with a nonprofit that I worked with. And what we try to do is we try to incorporate music and sports because to me, we try to find the fan that maybe doesn't care about baseball because I'm convinced that if I can get you to the ballpark once, I can get you again. So we find other means where you'll see a lot of teams do post-game concerts. We actually do pre-game concerts. So in case your kids want to go to bed early, you maybe don't have necessarily as long. We do a pre-game concert from about 6:15 until 7 o'clock every year, where we bring in country music artists that you may not have a chance to get to go see. For us, being on the coast, we're probably about 2 hours from your nearest large music venue. So a lot of times people can't afford to travel and can't go there. So this year we had George Burge. George had two #1 hits last year with Cowboy Songs and Mind on You. And he came and played for an hour, and it was fantastic. Our fans got an up close and personal show with them. We put it as a cheap ticket, and I think the most expensive seat that day was like $15. So those are some of my favorite things. Fireworks are always fun to get to do, but I always enjoy that. And then one of our other alter egos, we do one full week centered around the world's largest blue marlin tournament is actually in Morehead City. I think the cash prize for winning that tournament is somewhere around $3 or $4 million. So you get a lot of people. Michael Jordan fishes it every year. A lot of celebrities will come into town for that. So for that week, because we have all these big, beautiful boats there, we play as the Morehead Motorboaters because we want to pay tribute to those big, beautiful boats and those big, beautiful engines that take people out to the Big Rock and go fishing. So it's always fun for Motorboater Week to break those uniforms out, break that merchandise out, and that's always a lot of fun.
I know who George. I love George. One of my daughters, Eastland. She's my middle daughter. She likes this song. It won't be long, and that's one of our favorites. And so my daughter Eastland is 6, and I kid you not, buddy, she can sing that entire song. So good on you to have George Burge come out there. It's just it means differently.
Yeah, Brandon, when so I've known George for a long, long time now. And when he first wrote and started to put that song out, he sent it over to me. And there's not many times where I've kind of had a little tear. And especially for me now having two small children, it kind of hits a little bit different and kind of going, man, kind of perfect timing that he drops that song in, I think it was January time frame, knowing he was coming to the ballpark. So there was a really cool picture that I got. There's a panoramic shot of that where he wrote the lyrics to that song for my son to put in his room. So that was really kind of cool. And George is a fantastic. I would urge anybody, if you follow George Burge, go see him live. He is absolutely incredible.
He's actually doing something upcoming here in the upstate. Whistle 100 has been like really promoting this concert, the series they do during the fall. and George Burge is mentioned on there. So it's really cool that they're doing that, And so, before I let you go, I want to ask you real quick, what is the capacity like for the stadium that I know that it's an interesting name, the stadium, but first off, let everybody know if you can, what the stadium name is, and then kind of let everybody know what the seating capacity is like at that stadium.
So our stadium's name is Big Rock Stadium, named after the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament that's right here in our town. They helped contribute some money when the ballpark was first getting built, and obviously the Marlins pay tribute to them in what they do because Marlins are so prevalent in Morehead. So that's obviously a big one. From a stadium seating capacity, we can seat about 1,500 between bleachers, some areas down the first and third, but it's an open seating stadium. We actually are going through right now a $3 million renovation that's putting in all new chair backs, putting in a new roof, putting in a new press box that should be ready, we hope, for the 26th season. And that'll be a great, exciting piece for our fan base and fans that come in. And I mean, we bring tourists in from really all over the country that want to come to the beach for a week.
And I love it. Before we let you go, we did have a team come on our show. It's called the Carolina Disco Turkeys. And, we love having small, we love having large, extra large, medium. We love them. Well, they all come on and we absolutely appreciate it. Can you let everybody know where they can follow not only you, but follow the Marlins and, when you guys are going to release the new schedule possibly and that kind of stuff?
Sure. So I'll kind of start on the Marlin side. All of our social medias are at MHC Marlins, Michael Henry Charlie Marlins. You can get all of the information right off there. You can follow us, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can visit, as I mentioned, shopmhcmarlins.com for all the booty diver, motor boaters gear. Our other one is the fish tacos. Paying tribute to our food and culinary scene in Morehead City. So those are always fun and exciting things. Usually our schedule should drop in the next about month or so. Fans will be able to start seeing when games are. We usually put our promotional schedule out by January. That'll hopefully include the new concert, who that will be for the 2026 season. So we're kind of in that process right now of getting everything together. For my personal one, which mine's a public one anyway, it's at 43 calls me red, and you can follow all the fun stuff. I'm not probably the best with posting on social media, even though my marketing people yell at me for not doing it because I'm usually always doing something fascinating that most people want to see, and sometimes I just tell them I forget to take a picture, and I mean I even get yelled at for not taking pictures of my kids enough, but nevertheless. So I've got a great media team. They handle a lot of that stuff, so I can kind of just focus on the fun part of it.
Absolutely, buddy, man. I really do appreciate it. It means not only the world to me, but it means to Shane, Matt. So reason why Matt didn't come on right now, and he actually, so last weekend was my anniversary with me and my wife, our 10-year wedding anniversary. He thought it was this weekend. So that's why he's not here. He'll come on in a little bit, but he was like, I thought your anniversary was this week. I was like, no. And so, but it's perfectly fine. But buddy, man, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to us. And I definitely want to continue talking, keep in touch with you. And we're going to have you on again. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. Happy to come on anytime. And anytime you guys want to come do a show live from Morehead City, come visit us at the coast and come over to the East Coast and have some fun with us.
Oh, yeah. It's a haul, but it sounds like it's going to be worth it.
Absolutely. Buddy, you take care of yourself. Please tell everybody that we appreciate you spending 30 minutes with us. It really does mean a lot. And we'll talk to you again soon. Sound good?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Oh, man, that is so cool. Like, I mean, Shane, just think about that for a second. Like, he, basically he started from the bottom and now he's working his way up. And I love it. It's exciting. And for people who are listening right now on 95.5 KFC and Tiger Nation Live, if you have a team that you would like for us to talk to, let myself at Brandon Keeler know, let Shane know, let Matt know. I mean, we are every social media platform there is, and we would absolutely love to talk sports because that's what we are, the Sportz Nutz. But as we alluded to, now that even though our guest is gone, the show still continues. Now, I didn't put the picture on here, but I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to hear your thoughts on this, Shane. For the first time since 2016, The Sunday night game between the Falcons and the Vikings averaged 21.5 million viewers on NBC and Peacock, which made it the most watched week 2 Sunday night football game since 2016. The most watched, in case you were wondering, folks, was actually 23 million is when Green Bay took on Minnesota. But Shane, I'm big on when numbers happen, and it's exciting times. But what are your thoughts knowing this, that the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings drew the second largest week 2 crowd ever in the history of Sunday Night Football for NBC?
Oh yeah, well, congratulations to NBC and Peacock, for these great numbers, and I think we're going to see more of this, especially with the streaming networks, the way that they are, and how the professional sports leagues, be it NFL, MLB, WNBA, the Women's Soccer League, it doesn't matter. It seems like everybody now has a contract on some sort of streaming platform to be able to view most, if not all, games. So, to be honest with you, I could see, with this coming out and more people having, access to the Wi-Fi and these streaming services, I could see that, this may be the highest rated NFL season as far as ratings go, and viewership that we're going to see of all time, possibly. So, it's just one of those things. And it's just like Monday Night Football. Kind of Sunday Night Football is become a true staple in the viewership for the NFL, kind of deal. So it's great to see the numbers and all get up there, and I can only look forward to watching the rest of the games that they have on Sunday night this year.
Absolutely. And it's an exciting time. First off, folks, you've heard us say this many times, and we 100% agree. It's football. We're so excited to get to watch football again. And it's just an amazing, it's an amazing sport to watch. It's an amazing sport to be a part of. I had the privilege of playing, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Unfortunately, my playing career did end with an MCL and ACL tear. Of course, back in 2002, well, technically 2001 and 2002, they didn't have the technology they have now back then. So unfortunately, it just how the way the cookie crumbles. But I know I'm excited. This football season has already turned into one to watch and one to keep your eyes on at all times. Because you're getting a great show experience, as Shane has alluded to several times. You get great showmanship, entertainment with high school. You get great showmanship and entertainment with college and the NFL. So it's just nice to sit there and say football is back, and I love it. I'm looking forward to more numbers being released for other signature games. A good friend of ours, his name is Pensman Sports. When he was doing his play-by-play announcement of the Pittsburgh Steelers last week, he did that. The TV stations are very good at beating a dead horse, as they say, about certain games. Well, they continuously were harping on the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the rematch of last year's Super Bowl. Who's going to handle it? Well, the rest is history on that one. So really interesting on that one. Shane, you have a really cool sports story, because I got to upload the next picture, but you have a good sports story you would love to share. Go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, it's just a real quick sports story that I kind of read about a little bit last night, and today, this morning, I kind of got a little bit in depth on it. But the ACC is, their new schedule format is under debate right now. This coming Monday, the ADs are going to come to Charlotte, and I believe they're going to vote. Kind of see what they want to do. As of right now, they're changing it to where all ACC teams, if you're a member of the conference, you have to play 10 games against Power 4 opponents. So that only leaves 2 games kind of by the wayside that you could schedule an FCS school or a group of five school at that. The debate's still up in the air whether or not they're going to go to 8 or 9 games. But it's kind of like monkey see, monkey do, because last month the SEC announced that they were going to go to a 9-game schedule, interconference play kind of deal. I don't know if it's I didn't read too much up on it, whether or not it was going to be all 9 games counted towards the conference or just the 8. But that's kind of what brought the ACC to kind of go ahead and take a look into the 8 or 9 games. They were kind of dead set on the 10 games and for the Power Four kind of conference opponents. So it's kind of good to see. And with that being said, the ACC they're not going to change any of their
It's okay.
Yeah. They're not going to change their money per se, as far as the TV ratings.
Oh,
are
the Granted
actually
Rights deal.
Yeah, they're actually going to, still, whoever has the highest TV ratings is going to get, the higher percentages of the money, and then from there on down. So it's nothing like that's on the table at this meeting on Monday, but it's pretty neat to see what the ACC does.
Oh yeah, and I know it's coming. There is this rule. It's called the Hawaii rule, where you get 13 games. I can see the Hawaii rule starting to take effect for every conference, because they're expanding the CFP, and conference realignment is continuously going, and I don't think we're done yet with seeing more expansion with regards to more college football games. I could even see we're heading down the path of possibly a 20-team college football playoff system at one point or another in our lifetimes. That just has to go. All right, so this next topic we're going to talk about, this is according to BetMGM. It's the Heisman odds. Here's the picture. Like it. So let me turn the banner off, please, so you guys can see better. Like it, read it, study it, and we're going to talk about it. It's not a bad list. There's actually a lot of good names on here. But Shane, who do you think on this list, you could even pull a rabbit out of your hat and choose somebody else who is not on this list. But what do you think of this list? Is there anybody you would add? Is there anybody you would subtract? And who do you think overall has the best odds on this list, according to you?
Well, this list, it's, is very interesting. I'm just going to go ahead and point out that they put Jeremiah Smith as a quarterback, although he's a receiver. That's been killing me all day. But
good old BetMGM.
But man, this is still early in the season, so we're definitely going to see some separation between a couple of these players, especially towards the top. Mateer, I like to call him old John Mater. He's got a chance. He's got a chance to prove himself this week at home against Auburn. Have one of those Heisman type games. So right now, from what I've seen, I kind of give him the edge over Carson Beck for that number one spot. I said it at the beginning of the year. I do believe, but Dante Moore is kind of a dark horse that I'd been talking about.
You have, yep. You said it several times, actually.
Statistically, he is off the charts right now. Transfer coming into Oregon. You've seen what they've been able to do with Nix and then Gabriel, and just bring in another one. He's got some tough competition coming up. So we'll see if he can keep it up. But man, with the odds the way they are right now, man, I can tell you we'll go ahead and take it back to maybe a Wednesday episode. But man, Tommy Castellanos down there at plus 2,000 to win the Heisman. They've got the schedule, they've got the team, and statistically, he's putting up numbers. We'll see if they have that, kind of kind of slump mid-year like we've seen Florida State here in the past if they've started off hot like this. But man, he's probably one of the best athletes on the field anytime he touches the gridiron and puts his cleats on.
There's a name I'm surprised I haven't seen on there is Lenore Sellers, because I mean he's done, he has been mentioned several times, but I'm actually surprised.
Well, you see Cade's name drop too. So
yeah, well,
they've been underperformers all year.
Yep, that's right. Cade Klubnik really has really hurt a lot of people. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get on your feet. Give a round of applause, standing ovation, whatever you want to do. Guys, we are in for a treat. We have this gentleman down that he just came on. Oh my goodness. He always knows how to drop the entertainment bomb. Snowman, what is going on, brother? How you doing, man?
How you doing, gentlemen? Thanks for having me.
Oh man. I'm tickled that you came on, because we're actually about to do our college football pick'ems, like our games where I choose some games and then you kind of give us your thoughts on them.
Well,
and I'm really
do the
excited.
pick'ems,
Yeah.
Back to the Heisman conversation.
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
I have one name. I have one name for you.
Yeah.
Haynes King.
Man, this is when I wish Matt were here, because that's his team. Georgia Tech is his team.
Georgia Tech, not
I love
Cade
what
Klubnik.
Haynes King is.
Look, Georgia Tech, not Cade Klubnik and Clemson out of the top 25 and out of the Heisman conversation, and Haynes King inserted himself and the Yellow Jackets into both conversations at once.
Yep. And I had this conversation actually yesterday at my daughter's softball game. I'm not sold right now, and on with what Clemson is doing. And this guy goes, you got to be careful, because people are gonna get into a fight with you about it. I'm like, I'm not scared of anybody, first off, but secondly, it's Clemson has not zazzled me. I mean, they're 1-2. They look like ducks out of water. They're not playing the way that they know how to. A lot of people are calling for
with Clemson. With Clemson, and I know both of you will get a kick out of this analogy, and I'm doing this for humor. With Clemson, it's like you're expecting Michael Jordan and you're getting LeBron James.
Look at Shane Levy. Yep, exactly.
Find the lie.
Yep, absolutely. It's a sad situation that's going on.
And just when you thought that term Clemsoning was taken out of the Webster's dictionary,
and it's bad,
they're trying to insert it back in there.
Yes, that's right.
They're not trying to insert it back in there. I'll use Al Michaels. It's in there. You can put it in ink.
That's right.
Put it in ink.
This is where we get really excited about. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna tell you the game, and then you just tell me who you think is going to win it and why do you think they're going to win it. The first one, and I'm going to start with Shane on this one, and then I'm going to give your thoughts on that, Snowman, and then I'm going to give my answer. Sound good?
Right.
All right. So we got number 17. Texas Tech is traveling to Salt Lake to take on number 16, Utah. This is going to be a really fun game to watch. Shane, who do you think wins this game, Texas Tech or Utah?
Well, we kind of highlighted it Wednesday as well, but I'm going to take Utah here. I think being at home really is going to make a difference in this game. Texas Tech, I think that they're a good team, but I think that they might be humbled. But definitely, as we said, I'm taking the over on this one. 0 defense.
What about you, Snowman? Who you got, Texas Tech, or do you have Utah winning this game?
Texas Tech is going from flatlands to mountains. And according to the Utes fans, they're playing at 10 o'clock in the morning. They'll be up for this game, and Utah will win by 500 miles.
Wow. That's a big one. So the next one, this one is that we just talked about them. Syracuse is traveling down here to Clemson to take on Clemson. I don't know, man. You know this, Snowman. You know this, Shane. Everybody knows this. Syracuse and Clemson, year in and year out, it's a dogfight, literally down to the end.
Donnybrook. It's a Donnybrook.
I'm saying I think Syracuse is going to win this one. I think Clemson starts 1-3. What do you think, Snowman?
Sound the alarm. I'm going with Syracuse.
See,
I don't trust Cade Klubnik right now.
I don't either. I mean, to be honest, and Shane, you know this. I've told you this too. I'm not sold on Dabo's quote recruitments of quarterbacks because the last 2 out of the last 3 that he's had, well, technically 3 out of the last 4, but 2 out of the last 3, they've kind of been bust. I mean, you had DJ Uiagalelei, who absolutely laid the biggest goose egg imaginable, and now you have Cade Klubnik.
He's still laying that
Yep.
doggone egg.
And I mean, Cade Klubnik's not doing good. What about Shane? Who do you got, Clemson or Syracuse?
I got Clemson. Clemson. I think that maybe being in the spotlight and dropping out the top 25, and Dabo's media comments, of course, might light a fire up under them. But I do think that they're so talented on defense. As long as they can stay off the field for more than 4 plays at a time. They'll definitely kind of prove themselves back to work.
They didn't do that last Saturday. They got socked in the mouth and kicked in the rear end by a Georgia team that knows how to, I don't know, what have I always said? Run the football.
Yep. Oh yeah. And remember, they struggled mightily against Troy.
Well,
they're going to struggle against Syracuse.
Syracuse is an air attack. They might struggle early, but I got Clemson pulling this one out, but not by the point spread.
Well, Syracuse may be a team that may be an air attack, but they see what happened to Clemson against Georgia Tech and say, you know what? We got a surprise for them. I'm going with Syracuse.
All right, so I got this one is kind of directed towards Shane just because of what's going on from his team. Wofford taking on Virginia Tech. Man, first off, in case you guys don't know, Wofford has been mentioned in the news for the wrong reasons. Their head coach was fired, and 6 players were kicked off their basketball team. So they only have 8 players officially on the Wofford men's basketball team. But this is football. Shane, does Wofford get their first win against Virginia Tech? I mean, you did allude to this last week with ODU. They've beaten a perennial, quote, perennial powerhouse conference team 3 times, and it has been against your team, the Virginia Tech Hokies. But who do you got, Virginia Tech or Wofford?
If they play Pop Watson, I'm going Virginia Tech. But with this team, I don't even know where to start. But before we even start, the season's done. Let's look forward to next year. Hopefully, new coaching staff and everything comes in and does it right. Or, hey, prove me wrong and come out and turn the season halfway around, maybe under an interim coach. But I'm still going to say Virginia Tech wins this ball game. Hopefully. I can tell you, I think it was like a 26.5 point spread or something like that.
Shane, you realize I'm going to laugh at you this weekend, right?
It's fine. It's fine. I've been a Hokie fan for a long time, so I've been there before.
You Hokies, me with my hometown Northwestern Wildcats. I get it.
So Snowman, I got to ask you this too before I get your selection on this one. Wofford, the SoCon teams, they're not a pushover by any means. They're not pushovers.
Oh, I've seen SoCon teams. I lived in North Carolina for 2 years. They are nowhere near pushovers.
Because of the fact
that my dog is a terrier, because of the fact Virginia Tech doesn't know what the heck they're doing, and because of the fact they're playing the SoCon, if you remember what happened last Saturday against Old Dominion, it will happen. It will happen again. I'm calling for the upset.
Wow. All right, so let's go to this next one. I'm actually really excited to mention this one. I kind of know where Shane's going to go, but I want to hear where Snowman goes. North Texas, a 3-0 North Texas team who is just on the outskirts of actually being in the top 25. They're traveling to West Point to take on Army, and they're favored to win. Snowman, does North Texas win or does Army win?
Pass.
All right, so Shane,
you ain't putting me near that game with a 20-foot pole.
Oh boy.
I'll watch it. I'll cheer both teams on, but I'm passing on this one.
Oh. All right, Shane. So who wins then? North Texas or does Army win?
I'm thinking Army goes upset here. Like I said, the Army can control the ball, control the clock at that. As long as they can limit the big plays, I can definitely see Army taking this one outright.
I like that. All right, so now we're going to go to Knoxville. Number 15 ranked Tennessee is taking on UAB, the Blazers. Do the Blazers have a hope and a prayer or no? Snowman?
No, and
I love it. I love it.
Vols by 50.
You're generous. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have the first 100-point game since Georgia Tech hung 222 on somebody way back in the day. Tennessee is mad. They let Georgia get away because there's no way Georgia should have won that game. Hell, to be perfectly honest, there's no way Georgia shouldn't have been competitive, let alone hang 502 yards on a Tennessee defense, let alone be able to run for 200 yards, let alone hang 44 points on that Tennessee defense. Tennessee's mad.
Absolutely.
They get even on Saturday.
Oof. All right, so now we're going to go to the Civil War in Eugene. How badly does Oregon beat Oregon State, or does Oregon State pull a rabbit out of their hats? What do you think?
Don't you even ask the second half of that question? Are you kidding? Don't you even? This is a warm-up. This is a practice. This is a practice warm-up game for Oregon before they face Big Ten play. Oof. I'm glad the Civil War is back on the schedule, but Autzen Stadium, 3 p.m. or noon their time, and it's going to be all sorts of, what's that 4-letter word I'm looking for? Loud.
Oh yeah. That's
you really expect Oregon State to try to revive a Pac-10 rivalry, knowing what the stakes are, knowing how their team is, and given the fact that they've been hung out to dry 4 of their last 5 games against Oregon?
No.
Nope.
That's no.
That's a no, and that, you know what? Oregon will deliver a tiger uppercut by the end of the first quarter.
Woo. Could we have another 100-point game on that game even?
200.
Oh, wow. Ooh. All right, so let's go to Norman. Number 22, Auburn. They're taking on Oklahoma. Is this a signature game for Brent Venables saying that, you know what, we're in the SEC and we're back? Or is Auburn going to pull the upset and beat Oklahoma? What do you think, Shane?
I've got Oklahoma taking this one pretty handily, I do believe. I was messing around last night on FanDuel. Yes. And was thinking about parlaying them in, but instead I went with another game. But man, I think that this is Arnold's going to come in thinking of it as a revenge game, and nothing's going to go right because Venables has this Oklahoma defense where it needs to be for SEC play. And, as we just spoke about, Mateer, he's the real deal and, is my front runner right now for the Heisman.
What about you?
Mine. He's
does
second
Auburn
place
win or
to
does
me.
Oklahoma win?
Mateer is second place to me behind Haynes King. Only because Haynes King stuck it to Clemson.
Yep.
Okay. Auburn, Oklahoma, Auburn, Memorial Stadium, Norman, Oklahoma. It's a 3:30 game in the SEC. Oklahoma, do your job.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun game.
There will not be a miraculous kick 6 for Auburn on this Saturday.
I like it. All right. So this next game we're going to choose, Shane and I, Snowman, we are absolutely high on this team. Our good friend Maddie Hudak of SI.com, who is the beat writer for Tulane University. It's Tulane. They're traveling to Oxford and they're taking on number 13 Ole Miss.
And Tulane will score the upset.
Yes, I love it. What about you, Shane?
Yes, especially with Ole Miss's quarterback being out this week.
Ole Miss had no business allowing 35 points to Arkansas.
That's right. You're absolutely right. Ole Miss Ole Miss is the team that they can be absolutely electrifying, but then they are so good at fumbling their chances to win at the absolute worst possible times.
This will be one of them.
That's right. I
This'll be
think
one
everybody here is agreeing right now. I believe Tulane is going to pull the upset.
Tulane will do what Arkansas failed to do: hang 40 points and 500 yards on them.
As Snowman just inserted Hayes King into that Heisman race, insert Jake Ratzlaff into the Heisman consideration after this.
You know what? I'll go with it. I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
I dig it. I 100%.
I want Tulane to beat up. Listen, give me this button here. I want Tulane to beat Ole Miss so bad that they're screaming, "No, no, 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 no!" And in case you can't hear, "No, no, 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 no!" I want them to beat. I want them to beat Ole Miss so badly that when Ole Miss goes to their opponent the following week, they'll look at them and go, "Unacceptable! Unacceptable!" And finally, the athletic department will look at Lane Kiffin and tell him, "Yeah!"
I love it. Hey, you guys, real quick, if you're listening right now on 95.5 KFCE and Tiger Nation, let us know your thoughts on the picks we've done so far. We'd absolutely love to hear them. People who are 2-minute guys, we have 539 people watching. Let's see if we can get 539 comments. We would love to hear your thoughts on this. All right, so this next game.
Heck with that. Let's get 1,000 comments.
Oh,
man.
gosh,
Let's get 1,000 viewers. I love these guys, and these guys have helped me so much just in the top of the season alone. So let's get them 1,000 viewers and 1,000 likes and 1,000 comments on this thing.
Amen to that one. All right, so this next game I think is actually going to be a trap game, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, man. Let's go to Lincoln, Nebraska. Number 21, Michigan.
Nebraska.
Oh, you got Nebraska.
Okay.
Yes, Nebraska. Right.
Michigan the Michigan Wolverines are frauds.
I love it.
And if you didn't see what happened in Norman, Oklahoma, that proves everything. I got a good friend that's a Michigan graduate, a Michigan fan, and a Michigan alum. But I'm sorry, Dr. Dunbar. The Michigan Wolverines, after what I saw in Norman, Oklahoma, are frauds. And this is the kind of game that Nebraska will lick their chops for. Oh. They failed a few years ago against Wisconsin. They failed a few years ago against my Northwestern Wildcats. This is the game Nebraska will not overlook. And Dylan Raiola is Dylan Raiola. Who the heck is Michigan's quarterback? That's what I thought. Next one.
Yeah. All right, so the next one. This is actually going to be a D2 matchup. I told you I was going to throw some D2s in there. And I don't know if you might not know these teams very well, but I know you know them, Snowman. Anderson University here in Anderson, South Carolina, is taking on Mars Hill, which is actually not too far down the road from Shane. Shane, who do you got winning? Do you got Anderson or do you got Mars Hill winning?
I'm not sure, but I'm going to go with the home team. Let's go with right down the road, Mars Hill. I've actually been up to that campus before. And,
it's a beautiful campus.
I love it up there. So, we'll go Mars Hill on this one.
Same.
And, he's going Mars Hill. I'm actually going to go Anderson. And look, we also are the Sportz Nutz. They are media credentialed for all of Anderson sports. So I kind of got to stick a little bit with the people who were
okay.
With.
Okay.
Is Anderson. But now this next one. It is in Georgia. However, it's a team from Mississippi taking on a team from Georgia. It's Delta State, and they're taking on Fort Valley State. For those who don't know, Fort Valley took on Clark Atlanta last week on national TV. Clark Atlanta pulled out the victory on them. I'm going to go to you, Snowman. Does Delta State pull up an upset, or is this all Fort Valley all the time? Because Delta State hasn't won a game yet.
As they say in America, are you kidding? Fort Valley State produced one of my favorite defensive ends of all time. You know him well, Greg Lloyd.
Who doesn't? If you don't know that name, you're living under a rock. You really are.
And Fort Valley State will tell Delta State, in the immortal words of one Joe Buck,
"We will see you tomorrow night."
Love it. I love it. Shane, who do you got, Delta State or Fort Valley State?
I'm going to go with Fort Valley. I believe that they got a couple kind of calls last week, and kind of things just didn't go their way there against Clark Atlanta. But I like Fort Valley here.
And by the way, shout out goes to Clark Atlanta and Fort Valley for getting ESPN to come and do a nationally televised game for a historically black college and university and a D2 school. Love it.
You know,
Clark Atlanta is a beautiful campus.
Now my wheels are turning in terms of coverage now. Now my wheels are beginning to turn. Brandon, you know how my brain works now.
Yep.
Now my wheels are beginning to turn, and I just got an idea on how I can help my channel out. And it ain't the big games either. We'll talk later.
Yep. The next one. Now, this one is actually kind of it is a home matchup here in the upstate of South Carolina. West Florida, they're taking on North Greenville. I'm actually going to go West Florida on this one. North Greenville, they've not had a promising start to the season the way that they have in years past. What do you think, Shane? Does North Greenville have enough to upset West Florida, or is it just West Florida all day?
I don't know. I could see them pulling off the upset, especially because, you know, North Greenville, you know, they're kind of expected, you know, with their football program to, you know, have a certain standard.
Yes.
I could see it, but I think the athleticism of West Florida is going to be too much in the end.
Absolutely. What do you think, Snowman? West Florida or North Greenville?
Argonauts.
I love it. Oh,
Argonauts.
And he knows the team. Yes.
Oh, Brandon.
Snowman, this makes me happy.
I am 53 years old. I've learned a lot of mascots in a lot of different divisions. I have what does my wife tell me? I have so much information in my brain that it overloads at the wrong time. I'm going with the Argonauts.
Love it. Let's go to D3.
Okay.
We actually just had this team's coach on our show this week. Wisconsin Whitewater they're traveling down to Texas, taking on Mary Hardin Baylor. I'm going to go Wisconsin Whitewater all day because they are perennial powers, and there's Miss Lily. But Shane, who you got, Whitewater or Mary Hardin Baylor?
I got Whitewater on this one. I think you know what Coach Jace is doing there, especially after hearing him talk this past Tuesday night with us. Man, I think that they're going to be great.
What about you, Snowman?
Give me some Warhawks.
Love it. Last one in the D3 is Greensboro is taking on Davidson. The reason why I chose Greensboro because we had the Greensboro Gargoyles, but I'm going Davidson.
I used to live in Greensboro, but sorry, Davidson Wildcats.
Shane,
I'm with Snowman here. I like the Wildcats in this matchup.
And besides, the Davidson Wildcats produced one of my favorite basketball players, and y'all know who it is.
3-pointer himself, the Threesis, as they called him. Let's go to NAIA, y'all.
All right.
This is a shout out to my wife, Cassie, which I know she's watching. But Reinhardt, they're taking on Lindsey Wilson. I'm going to go Reinhardt all the way. And Shane, you know, Reinhardt's got so Snowman. If you don't know this, Reinhardt in the next 10 years, they've already had conversations. This because we're good friends with Coach Burton, who is now the athletic director at Reinhardt. Mm-hmm. He said they have already had informal and formal conversations with both the Sun Belt and the Conference USA, but they've had more with the Sun Belt than the Conference USA. So they're going in the next 10 years. They will make the FBS move. But who do you got, Reinhardt or Lindsey Wilson?
If they need a voice, I'm here for them. Give me the Eagles.
I like it. This last one, which I'm this close to getting the media director on, Arizona Christian is taking on Dakota State. I'm going to go Dakota State because Arizona Christian, unfortunately, they didn't have a good outing in the last couple of games. What do you got, Shane?
I'm with you on Dakota State. I think that it's going to be a good game, though.
Oh, yeah. Snowman, who you got?
Dakota State. Trojans.
I'll see. And folks, if you don't know this, Snowman knows his teams. And we love it. Boy, do we love it.
Who's this beautiful creature?
This is Miss Lily.
Miss Lily. Miss
Hi, Lily.
She is a sweetheart.
She looks like a sweetheart.
Unfortunately,
My little Lucy's like right behind me, just laying in the chair, flop.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's only 170 pounds.
only,
So I can
but she
weigh
tries to be a lap dog, by the way.
it.
She's a Great Dane.
Like my son's dog, a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Oh wow! So let's do this.
I'll tell y'all a funny story really quick. Wife and I drove up from North Carolina to see Dakota, my son, and he had to talk to my wife. I hadn't really gotten to know him yet, so I'm laying out on the couch. Lucy's on this side of me. I turn over, I see her. I flip over, and there's this big fat nose in my face, like this.
Hi, how are you doing?
Just
what are you doing?
I never did go back to sleep because Dakota's dog tried to climb into my lap. Ferguson is his name.
Yeah.
So my son's dog name is Ferguson, and Ferguson thought he was a lap dog.
She thinks
She
it.
thinks
She thinks 100%.
it for sure. And Stella's over here. She's sitting on her bed right now. And so where Shane is at right now, Snowman, he's only like 25 minutes away. He's in Simpsonville visiting family, and he's on the east side of Greenville. I'm on the west side of Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
South side, really, at Greenville.
Yeah, but he we're trying to make it where hopefully where Stella and Lily can hang out, because they'd be the absolute best of buds. Stella is an 80-pound dog and Lily is a 175-pound dog, so they're big dogs, but it's funny. So we have 3 more games we're going to cover, then we're doing actually have 1 more game we're going to cover, and then we're going to do our honorable mentions. This last game that we're going to cover, I have to do it just because it's my school. University of Hawaii is taking on Fresno State for the last time in 10 years.
Hawaii 55, Fresno State 52.
What do you think, Shane?
The Bulldogs.
If I'm up, I'll strap on the headset for it.
I think Fresno State has this one. Sorry, but I'm
gonna
go with the Bulldogs.
This is actually going to be the last time we see Hawaii take on Fresno State for at least 10 years.
Yeah,
it is a very well known rival. It's a lot of hatred, but it's unfortunate because now that Fresno is going to the Pac-12.
Forget the hatred. There's a lot of points.
Yes, absolutely. So now comes the fun part.
Because every time I've seen a Fresno State Hawaii game, I start with it. It starts with it being like what, 7-0. I turn around,
like 66 or
and
something.
it's 66-63 or something like that, man.
I love it. All right, so let's go to our favorite segment, y'all. This is called the honorable mentions. Yes, what we do is we just give out like 3 or 4 at most of honorable mentions, like things you want to shout out. So my first honorable mention, I'm going to go out to the WNBA. And I Snowman, I know you're excited about this one, but I want to give a shout out to the Atlanta Dream and the Las Vegas Aces. The Atlanta Dream, unfortunately, their season did come to an end to it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. With the Indiana Fever, they are injury depleted, and they knocked off the Atlanta Dream. But the Las Vegas Aces pulled out a victory at the last second. And I want to give a quick shout out also, Asia Wilson, Defensive Player of the Year. Congratulations goes out to her.
She's
Shane,
going to couple it with the MVP. Watch.
Shane, what is your first honorable mention, sir?
My first honorable mention is one that I've had on here a couple times as honorable mention, but shout out again goes to the big dumper, Mr. Cal Raleigh. Man, he surpassed Mickey Mantle for most home runs hit by a switch hitter in MLB history. So definitely shout out to him. One of North Carolina's own as well.
That's right.
I love it.
Snowman, what is your first honorable mention?
I love Cal Raleigh. My first honorable mention goes to the Indiana Fever, because there was no way they should have won that series.
Nope. At
all with Atlanta. And after Atlanta won game 1, 80-68, I thought, okay, Tuesday's going to be the last game. Boy, they proved me wrong. And I was at work that night. They blew out Atlanta in game 2, and an 8-0 run rescued the Fever in game 3 with Aaliyah Boston getting the game winner. So my first honorable mention goes to the Indiana Fever.
I love it. Now, this one, Shane and I are going to have a little bit of a banter.
Uh-oh.
A total of 7 recruits have decommitted from UCLA, and it is believed that more are expected to hit the transfer portal and just decommit as well. Can UCLA salvage this or no, Shane?
Well, here's the deal. There are 2 Power 4 teams that already made coaching changes in September.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are 0-3 right now, with Deshaun Foster and Brent Pry both being gone from their respective programs. At least, like you said, UCLA's players are waiting until the end of the year to do it.
Yep.
Dante Lovett from Virginia Tech, he went ahead and said, you know what? I'm going to preserve my red shirt and go ahead and redshirt and enter the portal. Has already been contacted by multiple teams. I believe Colorado's one of them.
Of course.
That's very interesting. I mean, but at least UCLA's players are waiting until the end of the season.
Yep, exactly. So, Shane, what is your honorable mention?
My next honorable mention, let me get back to my notes here. Goes out to the oldest college freshman.
Yes.
That's defensive lineman for Lycoming College, Mr. Tom Sillo. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But always was a dream of his to play college football. And at 58 years old, went back to college and is living out his dream. So shout out to him for sure. And just lets everybody know that it's never too late to start a dream.
Amen to that one. Snowman, what is your next honorable mention, sir?
Boy, I know that very, very well, being 30 years in the broadcast game and finally getting my stuff together and building a multi-billion-dollar empire at 53. I love it. My next honorable mention goes to the voice of the Golden State Warriors and Tim Roy for hopping on my program last week.
Love it. Outstanding.
Yeah,
For those who don't know,
I met Tim Roy in 2013 at the United Center in Chicago in person. We've been friends ever since, and he finally had some time cleared to be on my program. So shout out to the Warriors voice, Tim Roy, for hopping on.
make sure you guys get a chance to. And Snowman's going to give his information in a minute, but make sure you guys tune in that one. My next one is going to go to multiple players, actually. Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne Jr., Derrick Henry, James Cook, and Bijan Robinson. Why? Because between all 5, they have a combined 1,000 yards and rushing, and we've only played 2 games in the NFL. So shout out indeed. Shane, what is your next honorable mention?
Well, my next honorable mention, I'm going to give a big congratulations to Mr. Terrence Crawford for taking the title from Canelo this past weekend, and also going to give him props. In a show of sportsmanship. I mean, he literally handed Canelo his belts back after he took the title. He was on a podcast or show earlier this week, I believe, said, "Hey, I'm gonna get my own personalized belts. I took his title. I don't need his belts."
Love it. Snowman, what's your next honorable mention, sir?
My beautiful wife's Indianapolis Colts for rescuing the game Sunday. They missed a 60-yard field goal at the end, but the Denver Broncos did something stupid. You knocked 15 yards off of it, and the field goal went through from 45. My wife was yelling. I was live on a live stream. I was yelling. We were celebrating, so it was Victory Sunday here in the household.
Absolutely. My last honorable mention, will go to the Kansas City Chiefs because they're 0-2. And there literally have only been a handful of teams to ever make the playoffs after starting 0-2. However,
I'm sorry.
There's never been one 0-3.
I'm sorry. Did you say
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
I love it.
You kidding me? Playoffs?
I love it. All right, Shane, what is your last honorable mention, sir?
My last honorable mention, of course, is me being a baseball guy. I want to give a big shout out and congratulations to Mr. Clayton Kershaw
Yes.
for such a great career. I joke about it, Mr. Regular Season, but man, a great Hall of Fame worthy career. I do believe,
Absolutely.
especially
First
with.
ballot too.
Would you want to face Clayton Kershaw as a hitter?
Oh
No.
no, that slider curveball mix up that he's got, man, is just ridiculous. But they announced this week that he'll retire at the end of the year, and I did see before we came on, I believe there was a topic of now how many people are just going to Clayton and wanting signatures and
There's really good
jerseys
reason,
and
right?
stuff like that.
There's
Yes.
many
But-
good reasons for that.
Yeah, and the only sad thing about it is I wish they would have, he would have maybe come to the decision earlier in the year. That way, given everybody, most all ballparks, as they do to a tenured pitcher or player,
Or really anybody leaving.
that means a lot to the MLB. They do some special things. So. I believe who was it? Was it Greg Maddux or something that got a rocking chair made out of his broken bats or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then look
Exactly.
at Miguel
Correct.
Cabrera got he got a plaque of all of the first base where he was so well known when he was doing his farewell tour.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's I hate that they didn't get to do that for Clayton, but man, congratulations on such a great career for sure.
Absolutely. Snowman, what is your final honorable mention, sir?
To my wife of almost 7 years, Dr. K, Jody Snow, for putting up with me and my late nights and getting my shows together and getting my games together and just being there. I mean, she's the woman who saved my life a few times.
Absolutely.
And her coming on camera sometimes and just going, "Nuh-uh, you're wrong."
I love it. I love
Because she'll hear me. This is why I mess with Jody so much and she with me. We decided that when we got together with all the negative stuff that happened to us before we met, that we were going to turn it all around, stitch it into a trampoline, and bounce back from all the negative stuff that we went through. So every time I'm on this microphone and I'm talking sports or talking about sports or doing a game or something, and she'll be like in the kitchen getting something to drink or something to eat, and she'll hear me and she'll say something, and she'll hear me say something rather, and she'll just walk by and shake her head and go, "Nope, you're wrong."
I love
And
it.
I'm in a fit of laughter.
It's the best. Oh man, that is the best. Absolutely is the best. And yes, shout out to Miss Jody. She's fantastic.
My beauty gets my final honorable mention.
I love it.
This is why I'm still here. That's my beauty.
That is the lovely Miss Jody.
My
Yes.
beautiful Jody. She is. I was doing So Man in the Morning with Cole Johnson one morning. We were talking about the Stanley Cup Finals, and I leave y'all with this. We were talking about the Stanley Cup Finals between the Colorado Avalanche and the Florida Panthers. And I said to Cole, who do you think will win the Stanley Cup Final? Just as my beauty is headed out to work, she leans in and goes, the Colts are going to win. I turn around and go, honey, we're talking about hockey. Oh, that's not a sport. Done. Done. She gives me so much mess about me being a sports nerd. And she's a football fan, but she's not a big a fan as all the other sports as I am. But she's a football fan. But for her giving me mess all the time about some of the players I talk about, especially when it comes to teams here in Indiana, because she's a 9th generation Hoosier. And I got Illinois and Indiana tomorrow night.
Oh boy.
My home state against her home state.
House divided.
Belma's going to pull it off.
Actually, I did my picks Thursday. I actually have Illinois winning this.
Yeah, I do too.
I have Luke Altmaier pulling off a miracle in Bloomington. But she's the reason I'm here after cancer, after everything I've been through, the depression, the anxiety, all of my physical ailments, everything. She's
Hey,
why I'm here.
This is your comment right here. That's a true relationship.
Yeah, it is.
Podcast me. Yes, guys, this has been a fantastic episode. I want to let everybody know real quick the upcoming episodes, because yes, we do have a couple episodes left of this season, and then we have our new season start. It will be Tuesday. Yes, next Tuesday, the 23rd. We have the Augusta Pro Hockey team.
Oh, nice.
The entire ownership. However, Tebow is not coming on. He will be coming on in October.
Okay.
So make sure you guys tune in for that one. Then, of course, Wednesday, the 24th, we do have episode 5 of Money Lines with the Sportz Nutz.
Money lines. Wait
and
a minute.
maybe
giving
Shane
away
myself
money.
in that can earn a little spinning cash for you, just a little. And then Friday, the 26th, we do have episode 154. And then Tuesday, September the 30th, it is our season 4 finale. But we have the Kentucky Barrels Arena football team coming on. And then I want you guys to know this as well before I give the final announcement on this one. On October the 7th, it will be season 5 premiere. But
Are you kidding me?
And then on the 10th, this one I'm actually really excited about as well. We have a football program team. It's called the Asheville Bears. They're a developmental football program. Their head coach and the offensive coordinator are coming on October the 10th. But this one is going to be, and I want Snowman to be here for this too.
Okay.
This entire episode will be designated to him on October the 22nd. It is a Wednesday.
All right.
But the KHON2 sports director, Rob DeMello, is going to come on and talk to us. And I'm eagerly, I've idolized him. He's a great friend of mine. I love talking with him. So as you guys did here, season finale is episode 155, which will be Tuesday, September the 30th.
Season finale?
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
We will take a week off.
We gotta have a little break sometime now.
Just a little.
I know. I'm messing with y'all.
But we will take a week off.
Photos that weekend, okay? I gotta look right.
Hey, fair enough. Fair enough.
So then on October the 7th, we will be back with season 5 of the Sportz Nutz. Just so you guys know, we are still doing the Pick'em Challenge. The current leaderboard is as follows. I am number 1 at 46-9. Matt is at 43-12. Shane is 42-13.
Where's Cole so I can make fun of him about his takes on the Bears? Where's Cole so I can mess with him?
And then Brian Pettit is 35-20, who's our special guest contributor, the newest member of the team. Matt Burbanek, who is my neighbor down the road, he is also 35-20. Snowman, you were 21-9 in the first week. Second week, I had you as 12-13.
I didn't do so good second week.
Yeah. Then Trey Davis, 31-24. But Ben Rodriguez, he really stepped it up. He is 28-37. So yeah, it's been an eventful week to say the least. Guys, we've had a fantastic episode. Shout out to the Atlanta Braves, by the way. They are up 10-1 against the Detroit Tigers, and it is the 9th inning. So with that being said, for our guest, Buddy Bingle of the Morehead City Marlins, and everybody who tuned in tonight, we ended up peaking at 582 people. We're at 363 right now.
Beautiful.
So, man, give your parting words and let everybody know where they can find you, please.
YouTube.com/@Snowman Multimedia is where you can find me. We're a couple of subscribers away from the big 2,000. Really want to make that goal this weekend. Also, you can find me on snowmanmultimedia.com. That's where you can find all my radio stations. But YouTube is where you can find me. Just search Snowman Multimedia. That's where you can find me and my wife and all of my crew just having a whole bunch of fun every week.
I love it. And as Matt will always tell you, Shane, get the lights ready. You know, it is the weekend. You know, you are going to want to partake in some adult libations and whatnot, but you if you're going to drink, don't drive. Otherwise you'll get those behind you.
Yes.
And you don't want to have those because you don't want to have the whoops behind you, because then if you do, you're in a world of hurt.
You in a world of trouble and a world of hurt.
That's right. So don't get flagged in the game of life. Just keep your nose clean and If you're going to drink, get a ride share or just stay home. Shane, tell everybody your parting words, please, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, as everybody knows, as I always say, just love everybody. May the good Lord bless you. And peace, love, and bacon grease.
Yes, peace, love, and bacon grease indeed. And as I always tell you guys, peace up, A-Town down Y. It's the greatest sports city there ever was. You guys have a
bye too.
And Miss Lily saying bye. You guys have a absolute wonderful weekend. We will see you on Tuesday. For everybody, y'all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy this outro, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Good night.